I'm going to give you my predictions for the 2024 real estate market coming up next. What's happening, friends? It is 2024 and it is time for some predictions. Of course, none of these are guarantees. I do not have a crystal ball. If I did, I would not be doing this as a job. I would be doing something else, probably picking lottery numbers. But there are going to be some things that I'm pretty sure are going to happen in 2024. So I want to share them with you so you are prepared and you can make the best real estate decisions possible for 2024 and beyond. So the first prediction is inventory will continue to be low. If you watch my market updates, inventory has been low since the 2021 COVID bump and it has not recovered. It is like 60% of what inventory used to be, and there has been zero increase in the number of properties on the market for sale, even though the number of properties selling has been dramatically reduced. And so this is due to larger systemic issues in the economy. We are millions of housing units behind as a country and as a state, as I've covered before in other videos. Our system of permitting and approvals and rezoning and subdivisions are so outdated and archaic and slow and costly that there is huge disincentives to building new homes. And so just with population growth, we are not keeping up with the demand of new housing units that are necessary. And so it's keeping inventory low. What comes on the market still sells, and we don't have a surplus of inventory coming in the market. And I don't see that changing in 2024. It hasn't changed over the last 12 months in the high interest rate, low inventory, slower unit sales market, and that isn't going to change into 2024. So inventory will continue to be low. Interest rates. So prediction number 2, interest rates. Interest rates will come down a little bit. Everything is looking that way. It's already kind of started, but they're only going to be slightly. We're not going to get back to 3 and 4% interest rates. Interest rates may come down into the 6s, the low 6s. I doubt they will get into the 5% range, but they will come down slightly, and that will continue to incentivize people. People will accept that 6% interest rate as the new norm. We definitely did pre-COVID and in the early 2000s. When I bought my first house, it was like 6.5%. We thought that was a great rate at the time, and people will slowly forget about the crazy low interest rates and get back into the market based on what the interest rates are. The shock of that higher interest rate market will wear off over time, and when the rates come down slightly, it's gonna incentivize people to get back into the market and heat the market back up, which leads me into prediction number 3, and that is when those interest rates come down and inventory continues to be low, the market is going to be crazier than it was in 2021. And the reason for this is one of the things that caused the huge boom in 2021 was a 6 to 8 month period of pent-up demand, right? When the world shut down due to COVID, especially the Hawaii real estate market, when people could not come here and travel and buy, and people were uncertain about what was going on in the world, even people who lived here kind of sat on the sidelines and didn't buy. That demand got pent up over 6 to 8 months. And then when everything kind of cooled down and life got back to normal in the latter parts of 2020 and definitely in 2021, you had this huge flood of people who would have bought in 2020 but didn't start to buy in 2021 with the additional folks that were going to buy anyways in 21, and it created this humongous boom of activity, and we saw how that turned out. So going forward into 2024, I believe that that's going to be compounded even worse, because now we've been in a market where it's been about 12 to 18 months of suppressed buyer demand due to the high interest rates and the uncertain economy. And once that all works its way out, interest rates come down a little bit, people regain consumer confidence, they're all going to come back into the market. But it's going to be worse because we are at a low inventory market. Back in 20 and 21, we still had that normal level of inventory here on the Big Island between 3,500 and 4,000 properties on the market at any given time. Today, we're at less than 2,000 properties on the market. And so when you have this flood of buyers, all of this pent-up demand come back into the market, and there are 40, 50% less homes on the market than there were during the last boom, it's gonna get even worse. And so the big recommendation here, you've heard me say it before, is do not wait for that to happen to get back into the market, because you are going to be at a disadvantage at that time. And so those are your 3 predictions for 2024. Inventory will continue to be low. Rates will come down a little bit, but it's not gonna stop people from coming back into the market, and the market is gonna get crazier than it was in 21. And so if you're ready, willing, and able to buy, you wanna do it as soon as possible and not be in that flood of insanity, which we saw in 21 and potentially will be worse in 2024. If you agree or you disagree, put them in the comments below. If you have any questions about anything in the 24 real estate market, let me know. If you want to book a meeting, I have the link down below, or you can always email me at dylan@buybigisland.com and I'll get back to you. I'll see you guys next week. Happy New Year. Aloha.